By the way, Boston, somebody commented today. Today he's very upset that you don't wash your hands after you use the bathroom on the show. I don't know.
Never.
I don't know why he's so upset, but he's very upset. So okay, so the next question is by Quadruple One MIC. He says Ian Valier said Chris has never touched growth hormone or insulin. Thoughts? What do you think, Boston? I think Blue won't
Okay.
comment on this.
Now that's a good question. So if there said never touched, to me, never touched is never even used one dose of growth hormone or
That's what it
insulin.
means. Yeah.
I'm gonna call bullshit. I'm gonna call bullshit on that. Now, does he use it in contest prep, and does he use it in the off season majority of the time? I would say absolutely not. But to say he's never touched it, I call bullshit on that. I think any professional athlete at that level is going to touch growth hormone. I don't know about insulin, but growth hormone 100%.
I think that I've talked to Ian before. I would trust Ian. I don't know if he said never touched. Maybe he said not using. But Ian strikes me as a very honest person. Really honest person.
Yeah, but it just depends. If he says never touched it ever, I wouldn't believe that. If he's saying he doesn't currently use it, I would believe that.
What do you think, Blue? You want to comment on it?
Honestly, I'm not sure because again, I'm living proof that, and I've seen so many people hyper respond to certain types of drugs. I've seen it. Maybe he hasn't used it and maybe he just tried it. I don't know. He's got an amazing physique. I mean, that's all I know. He's got an amazing physique. I don't know him at all.
Blue, can I ask you something? Since you coach so many people and they're around the world, which ethnicities do you notice respond the worst to growth hormone and insulin from that side? And are they usually the people that respond worst to androgens also?
What I end up seeing, because then you have to look at, the region that they're in as far as, the lucrative side of things, their life and all that type of stuff. So you don't always get to see, like say certain parts of India, I have some clients where, if I put it on their plan, get some red meat, they're like, yeah, that's not happening.
No, that's a problem.
So it depends on the person. Then, I have guys in, Kuwait when, or like my NFL guys, I can say, hey, I'm suggesting, 2 IUs of GH, and their response is, which brand would you like me to get? It's not like that all the time over here. So it really just depends. I mean, again, there's a lot of variables there, but I don't see anything as far as, a certain like race responding differently than others, except I can say that, most black guys can touch anything and explode.
Yeah,
my experience is that the opposite of them tends to be the people from South Asia and Far East Asia, meaning India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and then China, Japan. I feel like they have the opposite side of the African Americans' great potential for growth, usually.
Yeah, I think maybe sometimes in certain body parts, a lot of my Asian guys all have big ass legs, big calves, they get lean really easy. Of course, I think it comes down to, genetics again.
Yeah. I saw a chick at the gym today randomly, this Korean woman. She wasn't highly muscular, but her quads were like big Rami's quads. They were just shaking as she walked. I was like, not that big, but they were huge. I was like, holy crap, that's huge quads, but no hamstrings and no glute whatsoever. So it was like an interesting combination of a leg proportion. By the way, Boston, somebody commented today he's very upset that you don't wash your hands after you use the bathroom on the show. I don't know why he's so upset, but he's very upset. So anyway, Edward Russo says, thoughts on running MK677 long-term for health benefits instead of pinning Pharma GH? What do you guys think? Oh, wait, and another one. Well, we'll go to that later. Okay, what do you guys think? MK677 instead of GH for health benefits.
Health benefits? I don't think there's any more health benefits to MK than growth hormone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think take the real thing.
Okay. So
in fact, MK677, I've seen it firsthand. It raises, you can't use it every day. It raises your blood sugar more than growth hormone, 100%.
Absolutely does. So MK677 is actually ghrelin. So just think of it as ghrelin. And ghrelin makes you insulin resistant because your body's starving. So your body wants to store whatever it has as fat. So that's one thing. The second thing is it raises prolactin more than growth hormone and raises cortisol more than growth hormone. And second of all, what ghrelin does is increase norepinephrine and dopamine in your brain. So health-wise, you might be stressing yourself out long-term. Second of all, growth hormone is not healthy, as I've mentioned many times. You may feel better, but that's certainly not healthy unless it's healthy in one way. It's good for your heart and for your brain to a degree, because without growth hormone, your heart will atrophy a little bit. But the bad side of it is it's very bad for cancers. So overall, it's probably something you should avoid. Well, the jury's still out, but probably something you should avoid. So the next thing is, Manzo Lo said, if you are going to give your kid GH under doctor supervision, what age would you start him at and how many IUs would you use? I just wanted to mention, I researched this a lot. It's interesting. The earliest study on humans with growth hormone, and by the way, they come from many things, right? You could have idiopathic short stature, you could have, dwarfism, you could have an early baby that's born too early. And so the earliest they've ever started on in a study is 9 months. There's two clear factors. The earlier they start and the higher the growth hormone dose, the more effective it is. But most studies start at around 4 years old. They don't start at 9 months, which I would imagine is very dangerous under certain situations. But in either case, that's what they do. And the doses they use, as I mentioned many times, is around 40 units per 100 kgs. Obviously, your kid is not 100. Your kid is not 100 kgs, and that's every other day. They're huge doses. Huge doses. That's what they really use. Now, in the case that the kid grows up with a growth hormone deficiency, which is one kind of the reasons they use it, they don't do this. They give them growth hormone and they look at their IGF-1 levels and they try to normalize their IGF-1 levels. But when the kid has idiopathic short stature or other things like that, they're just trying to get the kid as big as they can. So they use very high growth hormone levels to get major results. The next question is by Jakey Ryan. He says, hi, Leo. I recently watched a video about GHRP on Anabolic TV. What's Anabolic TV?
Oh, that's Tony Hughes' channel.
Okay, so he says, I can't remember who it was, but he stated that using CJC1295, DAC or short acting, with any GHRP compound will greatly increase the GH surge and over a longer period. He said running 100 micrograms each is plenty and anything more is just a waste of money. Not saying he's wrong, but was wondering, do any of you have an opinion on this? Cheers. I don't. Do you guys have an opinion on this?
Yes, so I don't know if Bleu does, but that's an amazing combination, Leo. Like
Really?
combining like MK677 with like a CJC DAC, or like Hexerlin with CJC DAC, or IPAM, like the GHR with growth
Ipamorelin, yeah, whatever.
peptides. They're very strong, very strong.
So it does multiply the effects when you add.
100%.
I've never used CJC.
I grew my best, and I learned this from Mike Arnold. I grew my best when Mike Arnold had me doing a GHRH, growth hormone releasing peptide, and CJC DAC before bed. I was so full, and I didn't change anything. And I remember I removed it for a week, and I lost a lot of fullness. So the stuff definitely works.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. I agree with Bostin completely.
Oh, I never knew this. Thank you guys for teaching me this. I had no idea. Okay, so Antler says, Leo and you guys, how do you feel about the FDA banning NAC? What do you guys think about this?
Oh, dude, we stocked up on that because of my kidneys. Ariella, when she found out about it, she bought a shitload from eBay.
Derek bought 20 bottles. everyone's stocking up. What about you, Blue?
Bullshit, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I have an opinion.
I personally don't use it. But I have so many clients that use it, and a lot of people are pissed. I know that. And they're running around grabbing as much as possible.
What's nice about NAC is it does two things, right? By itself, before it gets metabolized, it's a free radical scavenger. Then it donates a cysteine for the synthesis of glutathione. But what's really cool about it is it's one of the only free radical scavengers that has been shown in placebo-controlled studies to have an antidepressant effect. What does that mean? That means it passes the blood-brain barrier and reduces neuroinflammation in the brain, which always has an antidepressant anxiolytic effect. So that's why I'm a huge fan of NAC, because I know it works from controlled studies. So I use a gram of NAC 3 times a day. I'm really a big fan of it. I'm really upset, man. The thing is, we're living in a nanny state. Did you guys see that? I mean, I don't want to be political, but 2 days ago, CNN, which I am subscribed to on YouTube, so I see I never opened the videos, but I see that thing is like a gossip channel now. But they had a video 2 days ago saying, "Oh, breaking news, new evidence that the virus may have started." I don't know what we can say. The what we can't talk about may have started in a lab in Wuhan. Finally, CNN saying it. If I mentioned this 6 months ago, my channel would have been banned from YouTube. It's crazy what we can and can't do today. And the problem is that people are willing to accept it, I feel like. If people go and protest this NAC ban, it'll be reversed. But not enough people care. We don't care when our rights get taken away. And we're the only nation with a lot of rights. And they're going to be taken away slowly. That's my opinion. What do you guys think?
I agree. I think slowly but surely they're going to start trying to take away shit.
Everything's being taken away. That's why I got to move to Texas. But Texas now has a crazy homeless problem. Did you hear about this in Austin?
No, what happened?
Boston? Apparently they have like a little Skid Row in Boston, in Austin, in Texas too. So Joe Rogan brought the mayor of Austin onto the show, and he was talking about this homeless situation.
I told Bleu if Oregon wasn't so liberal, I'd move there because of the legal steroids.
Me too, yeah. I wanted to. My wife mentioned it when they legalized everything there. She was like, "Why don't we move to Oregon?" And then the riots started. So I was like, "Oh no, I can't go there now. This is a bad time."